Today, let's talk about no Assitol. Do you have a dose of no Assitol? In the United States, we have this weird thing where we have obese people with flat butts. Now, how does that happen? We look at indigenous people of South America, Africa, and other nations, whatever, but they have nice, round, magnificent butts. So how do we have a nation of no acetols? It's because of something called deafferentation. Deafferentation. What that means, an afferent nerve goes from this, let's say the sensory component, the hand, and it travels to the spinal cord, and then it travels to the brain, and it elicits a response. Well, a motor response. But in the brain itself, if we're looking from front to back, we'll look at the side. This is front, this is back. Brain looks something kind of like that. In the front side, there's something called the sensory cortex, and then the information there's some complex stuff happening, but it makes it to the motor cortex, and then it comes back down for a response. You feel a fly, slap, that kind of thing, right? Well, in the sensory cortex, look up something called the sensory homunculus. It's a dude with big lips and big hands. What that is it's a representation of how many sensory neurons we have. So we have a ton of sensory neurons in the hand. So the sensory homunculus, the depiction, the dude has massive hands and massive lips because we have a lot of sensory components there. But what I'm getting at is in the sensory cortex, there's an area that represents the glutes. There's an area that represents the glutes. When we sit 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and then we drive to the gym, and then we go all out, we don't stretch, and then we go home, we sit. What we're actually doing is we are losing the ability to use the glutes because we're sitting on them all the time. It's literally impossible to sit and keep your glutes engaged for longer than like a minute. That's because we are designed to defecate in a squatting position, in a deep squat position. So, ever been to a third world country, you'll see that they have holes in the ground. That's because we're designed to defecate that way. So when we're sitting on the glutes, we are causing deafferentation. Use it or lose it. So that's how bringing awareness to that is how I get a lot of improvement in this clinic. A lot. No kidding, 60% of my patients will tell me the weights felt lighter. Well, it's obviously the weights aren't getting lighter. What it is we're bringing awareness to the sensory and motor cortex. And we're doing something called, when we are making that mind-body connection, even though the mind and body are actually the same thing, just different distributions. When we do that, we're the nerve to the muscle. In the doctor terms, it's called neuromuscular re-education. So when we get awareness of something, it's called neuromuscular re-education. Well, it doesn't matter if we're cycling on the mat, weightlifting, playing rugby. It doesn't matter if we're picking up kids or whatever, teaching. The way we get better at something is drilling, consistency, drilling, consistency, drilling, consistency. So if you do it 1 or 2 times, it's not going to stick. So that's why I say most of my job in this clinic is awareness, body awareness. Notice when you do it, notice when you don't do it. And we have people setting world records, we have people getting personal goals, it's amazing. I'm humbled and I'm honored to help you. So thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.